everybody. Welcome back to another ASMR gameplay video. Today we're going for a little nature walk in Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Let me just walk under this cover real quickly. It's currently raining. The plan today is to go for a little nature walk in the clouded forest. We're gonna check it out, just relax, vibe, check out the scenery, the flora, the fauna, the sounds. Apparently the rain sounds. I wasn't planning for it to rain, but honestly, rain sounds are pretty chill. But before we get into it, I hope you all got, Jesus Christ, I hope you all get plenty of tingles from all of the controller sounds and the whispers. And without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. All right, let's head out into the rain and just start walking. I swear to God, it was a lot sunnier a few minutes ago, but hey, honestly, this is kind of a whole vibe. So last time we did a nature walk in Avatar, we were in the Tingles forest, which is very rainforest vibes. Today we're in the clouded forest, which is a lot more traditional kind of forest. Really tall trees, not super dense. There's some very massive trees though, especially some nice. Some like massive redwood looking kind of trees. Very much a particular vibe, but today I guess it's been rainy. A nice change of pace. But yeah, I figured why not hop back into Avatar again. It's such a chill game for a nature walk. We haven't done a nature walk in a good bit either, by the way. And given that the movie, I believe, is coming out this week, I figured why not go for a nature walk in Avatar and get into the mood. Now if I remember correctly, there should be a massive cliff. I'm not gonna jump off that cliff, because I will not survive that jump. No, but there is a path downwards if we head this way, so let's head this direction. I did a little bit of mapping out just to make sure we wouldn't be heading into anywhere super enemy ridden, hopefully. I think it's clearing up, that's nice. Man, this is a pretty game. It's still such a pretty game. Is it a pine cone? Yeah, it's a pine cone. Nice. So much random noises, but that's kind of the vibe. You don't know where these creatures are, where these animals, these fauna are, but they shouldn't harm you if you don't harm them. That's generally the rule for most of nature, even in the real world. Most of the time, sometimes, sometimes some things are just violent because they like to be violent, but for the most part, most things won't harm you unless you attack first. Alright, I think we made it down most of the cliff. We're a lot closer to the ground now, that's good. I'm gonna head off in that direction once I get closer. Can I just make it down from here? I don't wanna jump. Let's not jump. But yeah, so I believe the movie is coming out this week, if I time this correctly, and I'm remembering the dates. I can make it down there. That's not really a jump per se. And the I'm planning on seeing it opening weekend. I'm not a massive Avatar guy, but I've also watched all of the films, and they're really good. And the whole family is just, we enjoy those films. So we're definitely gonna try to see it, when it comes out. For some, these are the massive trees I was talking about, by the way. Look at how big these trees are. They give and this isn't even the trunk. That's the trunk. They're like massive redwood trees, but they're designed like mushrooms. I don't know. It's the design of everything, the flora and the fauna. Man, this game. But yeah, so we definitely plan on seeing the movie when it comes out this week. But for some reason, so I usually order my tickets ahead of time a lot more standard time start pouring in. Ideally, hello, ideally this week, the week the movie comes out, so we can actually get a proper time, and a proper showing, so we can, see the movie. Hopefully. But I will be seeing that movie. Pretty curious. I'm caught up. I remember the last time I saw the second movie was when it came out, so I'm just using my memory from that. But the story's going pretty good from what I could remember. It ended off, it was like, that ending was crazy. I'm not gonna spoil it because it only came out a few years ago, but like, it was intense. But yeah, no, I am excited for that movie. What is that? Oh, it's a big arch. I'm not even super sure where we are exactly. I might just check the map in a second just to make sure we don't veer into any areas that I know have a bunch of hostile enemies, but we'll see. This looks like a destroyed carrier. Cool. I think if I'm looking at this correctly, we should be heading this direction. Yes, because we actually were dangerously close to entering the area that I know has a bunch of enemies. So let's just hug this corner and go this direction. I think we came in from that direction, so let's head this way. Along the massive trees. The clouded forest is also meant to be very cloudy, which, that's the name, but also it's very much a mood, very much a very chill, kind of foggy-ish kind of vibe, and especially since it just rained, it's going to be very foggy. Oh, I might as well mention this too. So, I've talked about this a few times now over the last week or so. I went down, I was on a little trip for my cousin's wedding. It was kind of a two-part thing. One down in the Caribbean where he lives, and then another one, kind of like a destination wedding down in Florida. So I had to run for a second. I think there was a massive firefight nearby. You could still vaguely hear it, but like, I didn't want a chance getting anywhere near that firefight, so I just ran a bit further away. Oh, hello there, little creatures. I forgot what they're called. Hi. You can technically also hunt them as well, but like, do you really want to kill that? It's adorable. is really cool because it was so cool to just walk around there and see a lot of the stuff from the movies and the games. And they've got, that sounds like more of those antelopes, and they've got two, is there a safe path downwards? I mean, it's kinda safe. It's relatively safe. I'll survive. There we go. Important thing to note, but the Navi are quite strong, so they can survive some pretty big falls, but no damage at all. Anyways, but yeah, so the whole area was really cool. There was this really chill riverboat ride with some insanely detailed animatronics. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures from that riverboat ride. You gotta look it up. The animatronics on that ride look scarily realistic. Like, it legitimately looks like an actual Navi is sitting in front of you, and they're moving around. And almost every part of their body seems to be articulated. So it's just really, really cool. And it takes you on this nice little dark ride down a watery corridor, and you're seeing literally, legitimately, it's like a nature walk. It's literally just a nature walk. But you're taking in the vibes and the ambiance, quite literally taking in the vibes and the ambiance, and the sounds and all the plants and the animals and the flora and the fauna. But yeah, it was so cool. It was such an awesome ride. And then there was the even better ride. It's, what do you call it? You're on an ecran. I believe they also go by Banshee as well. Which are the flying things that you see them. Sorry, I thought I heard something. It's the flying things that you always see them flying on, and it's like a first flight. So you're basically jacked into the system, into a random Navi, and you're just flying on that thing. And it's very guided, obviously, but it is so cool. You don't even physically move. It's not even like a full roller coaster. You're very stationary, and they just have you on this machine that not jerks you, but moves you left and right, and like you have water flying into your face when you're flying, and there's a massive screen showing you what's happening, and there's like water splashing into your face and wind effects as if you're on the back of an actual ecran. That might be the best ride. That was crazy. That might be the best ride at Animal Kingdom. Easily the best ride in the Avatar section. It was incredible. If you've ever played this game and you've played, you've been on the back of one of the ecran and you're just flying and darting downwards. I gotta find a way around that nighttime now. We didn't get to see the area at night, but I imagine it starts glowing as well. That is the one thing we didn't do. We didn't get to see that Avatar area at nighttime. But I think there was footage of it at nighttime, and it literally everything just starts glowing, just like this forest. How deep is this river? I didn't know if I was gonna start swimming. I think that's the waterfall we were supposed to get around, so yay. Man, this game, it's, this whole place is just so, my god, it is pretty. fall asleep.